Dorna recently announced that they will not allow the press to be present at the Sepang circuit during the Shakedown, the event that serves as preparation for the season. The news caused huge unease amongst members of the trade press and fans, and in the aftermath of the reactions, Dorna updated the decision and announced that we will have journalists at the circuit after all. With many journalists having already paid for their travel and accommodation, and fans keen to see the first images of MotoGP prototypes on track and see what is being tested by the manufacturers with a view to the 2023 Premier Class season, the decision to allow journalists at the Sepang Shakedown has been widely welcomed. Dorna, however, issued a warning in a press release that members of the press allowed to attend the 3 days of testing, which will include only the MotoGP test riders and the category's only rookie this year, Augusto Fernandez, will only be allowed in the paddock and press room, as well as using the service roads around the Malaysian circuit. The ban remains in place for the pit lane area, a place normally used by journalists and photographers who follow MotoGP to take pictures of the details and new features of the prototypes. If journalists and fans applaud the reversal of the initial decision to ban the press from the Shakedown, it is also now known, through Italian Francesco Guidotti, sporting director of Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, that the request to ban journalists from entering Sepang came from one manufacturer alone. Speaking to Italian portal GP1, Guidotti revealed that, "I was really surprised by the news. We've always had the Shakedown at Sepang for 20 years now? I can't remember. Initially they were private tests that the teams organized, but with the constant reduction of test days they became IRTA tests for organizational reasons. I learned about the ban a few days ago from you journalists. Honestly, to say this a fortnight before, I think it is unacceptable," said the KTM manager. Guidotti guarantees that from the Austrian manufacturer, who will have Dani Pedrosa on track at the Shakedown on the new RC16, there is no problem in living with journalists at the circuit. He even states that communication is convenient for everyone, clearly showing a willingness to collaborate with the press in sharing the news that can be shared publicly, and ultimately giving MotoGP fans a more interesting insight into the championship and the work of each manufacturer. However, and despite Dorna initially stating that it was the teams who requested a ban on journalists at the Sepang Shakedown, Francesco Guidotti points out that this notion is not correct. Without wishing to name the manufacturer in question, Guidotti says it was the usual manufacturer. They complained because during the tests they have to put the panels covering the bikes when they come back to the pit, but we are talking about an insignificance. If they have something to hide, then let them hide it. It is rumored to be a Japanese manufacturer who has requested that the Sepang MotoGP Shakedown is closed to journalists. If that is true, and with Suzuki pulling out this year, it would mean that the request would have been made by either Honda or Yamaha. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your support and hope you enjoyed our coverage. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest MotoGP news and highlights. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.